guys, welcome back to Suitcase Princess. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4 who loves to encourage you to take your kids and get out. We recently returned from our Disney vacation, and I wanted to come here and share with you how we were able to book things on our travel day. Genie Plus, virtual queue, whole 9 yards. So that is what today's video is about. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. So this video is going to be specifically about our arrival day. I will probably go ahead and do another video about Genie Plus specifically, maximizing that, how it works best, our experience this trip versus last trip, things like that. But this video specifically is just gonna walk you through my grand plans for our arrival day. So we planned this trip. We usually plan to start and end with Magic Kingdom. This trip, we decided to do it a little bit differently. It's a little shorter, 8 days, 2 of them being travel days, but it's a little shorter than we've done kind of recent years, which has been more like 10 days. So we really had to kind of plan. We didn't have the luxury of having 2 full days at every park. So we decided that we were going to start our trip with EPCOT, and that is because we were coming in on a Saturday, and we wanted to really maximize what we could do at EPCOT during the Festival of the Arts, because sometimes the festival offerings are just better on the weekend than they are during the week. And so because we were coming in on a Saturday and leaving on a Saturday, I wanted to kind of like get a good festival day in. So we decided to start our trip in EPCOT. Now, if you are unfamiliar, EPCOT has what is currently, before Tron opens, the newest ride on Disney World property. And so they have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. If you haven't been to the parks in a few years, the way that they have started doing ride openings, ride releases, not only can you book the newest ride as an individual Lightning Lane, meaning you are paying per that ride specifically, not included in Genie Plus, but they have also started instituting a virtual queue system. And all of this is available right through the app. I've got some screen recordings I'm going to insert. But basically, you cannot walk to the ride and get in line until they have decided that they're done with the virtual queue, which is usually when the next ride opens, so maybe. But they did this with Rise of the Resistance up until I think Remy's Ratatouille adventure opened, but basically it's virtual queue. So you are logged into the app. You can go ahead and ahead of time select your travel party, meaning that you've got all the people you need to with you kind of grouped and ready to go. You just can't join the virtual queue until 7 a.m. Eastern. And then you can try to get a spot in line. If that doesn't work, you can try to buy a spot in line with the individual Lightning Lanes. Now, we were going on our travel day, which means that we started our day in Houston, but because we are a resort guest for that day, because we were staying at All-Star Music overnight, because we were staying there, we were able to, at 7 a.m., go ahead and book our Lightning Lanes and things like that. 7 a.m. Eastern. We're still in Houston, so that was 6 a.m. Central Time. However, our flight to Disney took off at 5:50 a.m. and it was actually a little early. So what I did, just to give you an idea, and again, I've got screen recordings of this, so I'm gonna insert it. What I did, here's my plan. My plan was to try to do as much as we could booking ahead of time before we walked into the parks. And that actually worked so very well for us. So you need to focus your bookings and things like that in order of priority. So what you need to do, the virtual queue is free to everybody, so you need to focus on that, make that your top priority, book it first. Then Genie Plus is the next most affordable thing for everyone. You need to book that next. And then if you're going to schedule any individual Lightning Lanes, which we did not this whole trip actually, you would go ahead and book that one next, because you want to go by what's available to the most people to the least people, kind of exclusivity progression there. So what we did is we got on the plane, the girls decided to sit with Paul on the way there. So we got on the plane. We were all situated and ready. As soon as I realized that I definitely wasn't still going to have Wi-Fi, I went ahead. I had my party selected. Everything was ready to go. I went ahead. I did go ahead of time because we had agreed that we were going to do Genie Plus for arrival day so that we could try to stack some of those lightning lanes, which is what we did. So I went ahead and scheduled our Genie Plus, because you can buy that starting at midnight or 11 my time. So we went ahead and purchased that, so we knew we'd be available. Then as it was getting close to when I could start booking the virtual queue and things like that, I went ahead and I had to purchase the Wi-Fi for our Southwest flight. So I went ahead and purchased the Wi-Fi for our Southwest flight, and I was ready to go. And what I did is I just had my screen and my app open. I was on the virtual queue screen. I already had my party ready to go. And I just, from 5:59, so that last minute that I could book it, again, different time zone. So for that last minute, that 59, I had my phone ready and I just refreshed that whole minute until as soon as the button turned blue, said join virtual queue, I hit it. Now, once I did this, because I'd not done this for this ride, it basically takes you back out to your day. And I was like, what just happened? It doesn't confirm, it doesn't tell you the time, it didn't do anything. So I actually had to go back into the My Day on the tip board to see if I'd even made it, and I had. So that was super awesome. Now they do this at 7 and at 1. Those are the times that you can try to get the virtual queue, and again, it is available for purchase. I just didn't want to do that. So because we got the virtual queue, we didn't feel the need to do that, and I did use this strategy for both of our EPCOT days. It worked really awesome. Now, after that, I zipped over to Genie Plus to try to book our priority rides. And I'm trying to remember, I feel like I probably booked Frozen would have been my next, or Remy would have been my next like must-do ride. I cannot for the life of me remember right now, but I have video, so I will go ahead and insert that. But the moral of the story here is that if you are prepared, if you already have your party selected, if you have half decent Wi-Fi, because Lord knows that got me a few times, you can, just that last minute before you're available, go ahead and refresh. That was the strategy that I used, and it worked perfectly for me every time I used it. So we got the rides we wanted. Every time that we used it, we got exactly what we needed. So it was really cool. And I was pretty entertained to try like working it out from the airplane right over Houston to before even getting there. So it was really nice because we did walk into the park already having rides stacked up. Now, something that's really important is when we booked our Guardians of the Galaxy virtual queue, it actually gave me like a much later return time, which was great because I was like, great, we're not even going to be there until probably like noon 30. So that should be great. No, what happens is they give you that estimate. And then every time we had it, it was like really early in the day, they'd give you the call back. And it was like, oh no. So I was able to chat right through the app. I was like, here's the deal. Is there any way to modify this or to get any help with this? And they said, don't worry. As long as you've had it earlier in the day for the virtual queue, you can go back. So I screenshot everything. And I was able to go up to the ride and it was no issues at all. I was able to scan and get right on. So just so you know, you can't go early, you can't go late with virtual queue. There is a grace period with the individual lightning lanes, which is 5 minutes early, 15 minutes after. But for the virtual queue, basically anything after you can go ahead and go. So it's not an issue at all. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it because that's exactly what happened to us. And I will insert all that stuff. Hopefully I've already inserted all that stuff. Guys, I hope that you found this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find us right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Suitcase Princess. We are here. We're going to be sharing as much as we possibly can about our trip that I think is going to be valuable. We're not the channel that's going to share our full park day, things like that, but I do want to come here and share with you some of the things that I think are helpful, family planning, trip planning, things like that. So if there's something specific that you want to see, write on down in the comments or over on Instagram and let us know. Bye, guys.